use the machine and give them back. Because I can use them.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, dude.
I'll use it. Okay. Here we go. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another live edition of Top Rope Report here on YouTube, TikTok Live, and Spotify. I mean, you can listen to us on Spotify. I'm your host, the illustrious Vista Trivia. Joining me every week, my co-host, my tag team partner, my best friend, the best in the business, the Nugster Greg. Greg, what's going on? All right, we're going to be here discussing Friday Night SmackDown and last night NXT's No Mercy Premium Live event that they had last night. Cactus Chris, welcome. So if you're all set, we can get ready.
All right. Well, last Friday night's SmackDown came from the Kia Center in Orlando, Florida. Conspicuous by his accident due to his brutal F5 attacks from Brock Lesnar. Corey Graves was not on commentator duty. It was Booker T with Michael Cole. There we go. And 24/7 not with us on this Sunday. We will have Mr. Trivia lead off. This week's Friday Night SmackDown started with Paul Heyman in the ring. Trivia, you can take it away from here.
All right, thanks, Greg. Yeah, love it whenever Paul Heyman starts off a SmackDown or a Raw, whichever. It's always great. Best one on the mic. I love it when he comes out. And then we get Cody coming out as well, talking about, what week with him and how he called them goons. I think it was he called them goons. And he said to Paul Heyman, he says, you're not a goon. And that's when
that was last week. On Monday.
Yeah.
It wasn't on Friday, but it was on Monday.
Or Monday, yeah. And he was talking to him about that. And I mean, it was a good way. It was a good promo to start the show. I mean, it's always good to have huh? Oh, it's always good to have Paul Heyman or Cody Rhodes or whichever, start off the show on the promo aspect because they're just so good. I mean, the minute they walk in the ring, it starts off as an automatic B and just gets better from there. So, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good way to start off the show promo wise. I gave it a B+.
Okay. Yeah, you might have a lot to add to the first half of the promo, as you discussed. Other than Paul Heyman coming out and mocking Cody Rhodes by saying to the crowd, well, "What do you want to talk about?" So I mean, right then and there, if you know WWE, Cody wasn't eventually coming out. So after. He asked Paul Heyman if he was the wise man, the oracle, or the advocate. And he asked about Brock Lesnar before even mentioning Seth Rollins. We then had the better part of what Mr. Trivia liked in the We had Breaker and Bronson Reed come up. Cody Rhodes told them that he grew up around bookers and warned them to keep an eye on Heyman because his loyalty is for sale. And, he kind of verbally going, at it with Breaker and Bronson Reed is each kind of getting a little closer, and it was then Cody Rhodes to try and get ahead of the fight. He was able to kind of, hold his own for a minute, but eventually Braun Breaker came over with a forearm, and they got the better of them, and then Randy Orton's music hit. He came down. He hit Bronson Reed with an RKO, while Cody Rhodes breaker over the top rope clothesline. So I mean, yeah, it was a pretty standard segment that ended in a little bit of physicality, which probably why Mike really gave it a B plus, although he didn't mention any of that at all. But I gave it a B minus.
Okay.
We then went to the excuse me. First match of the evening, as it was a number one contenders tag team match. And Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins of the Street Profits taking on the Miz and Carmelo Hayes in Mellow Dope Miz. I lead off with this, and two teams that fought at the end of August, fought again, because there's no other tag team in SmackDown, right?
Right.
Only the two. So it really, really didn't make. If you wanted to say that this lead to a tag team title match, I would have been okay. But saying that this was number one contender when there's DIY, Traxium, the City Machine Guns, and that's just three other tag teams that I guess they're just tossed away and not cared about. But we had a little, Carmelo tried a quick distraction that allowed for the Miz trying to get a quick 2 count with a roll up. We then went to a commercial break, and it kind of was back and forth. Dawkins, a hot tag, and kind of took over the match. They were able to. I think Mellow Miz is over with after this. Carmelo got quite the run. Looked like he was getting ready. I mean, he did the first 48 or last 48, whatever 48 it is. He was on the top rope getting ready to deliver his finishing move. The Miz tagged himself in. He was kind of bewildered by it. Things kind of got. He was outside the ring, and Montez Ford hit his huge front smash from the side from the Raptors, and Carmelo Hayes easily could have broken up the tag. He had to just stay there and watch the 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to say Carmelo Hayes is now turning face. Which I think will be a good thing for him to run it down a little while. But I thought the match was okay. Gave this also a B minus.
All right. Yeah, I definitely agree with the grade. I gave it the same grade you did. I just don't like Miz and Mello as a tag team. I mean, I think Mello should be on his own. I think he'll do much better as a singles competitor as opposed to being held down in a tag team, because we all know that if you're in a tag team match, you really don't get to see that much action unless you're getting constantly tagged in and out. But yeah, but I thought it was a decent match. I mean, I thought the right team won. The Street Profits got the victory. I knew that there was something going on right after Miz made that tag. Miz tagged himself in on Mello, and Mello looked at him like, the hell you doing? And then he never even came in for the save. So that's one of those, screw you, Miz. You're on your own. But yeah, I mean, I think we're about due to see a face run for Carmelo Hayes. I think it'll be good for his career. I gave it a B minus as well.
Okay. After that, we then went to a women's tag team matchup, and it was the United States champion Julia and her tag team partner Kiana James taking on the duo of B-Fab and Michin. Trent, you're up first.
Alrighty, thank you. I really didn't care too much for this match. I enjoyed it because Kiana James was in it. She's pleasant to look at. B-Fab and Michin, well, I never was really great about them as far as, whether it's individual or tag team or however you want to look at it. I just don't think that they gel well together. And Julia and Kiana James, I mean, they
You don't think Michin and B-Fab match up together?
no.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, I just think that I know that Julia and Kiana James are the far better team. It's nice to see Kiana James getting back in the ring again, but only not as much. I mean, I can see why she's getting in the ring as part of the tag team. I don't think she's been in the ring much as a single since she came back. But, yeah, I really didn't care too much for this match. I thought it could have been better. I gave it a C.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really care much for this matchup at all. I agree that it was. I mean, B-Fab and Michin. I mean, I like them as appearing because they're both in the same category for me. You women that just keep a spot on the roster, so putting together a tag team and making use of tag team that can wrestle against other tag teams to put them over. So I like them together. I don't think Legion's going to do anything. So why not get both of them so we can put them in a tag team? Because we need more repetitive tag teams in the women's division. But I mean, B-Fab, she's just bad. She's not even. So I'm having major issues with her right now. She's not. There's movies that be wrestling in NXT for less than a year that are better than her in the ring. Kiana James still, she's prettier than she is prettier than watching in the ring perform, but she does have some athleticism behind her. And Michin is athletic, she can wrestle, she can do some things. I just don't like her territory. And then totally wasted in this very, very, very low mid-card feud. Really bad for her. But, hey, she got a win. And normally when people have titles and the rest of the matches with the titles are on the line, they take a loss. So I guess she's got that going for her. But I didn't like this. I'll say not as much as you. I gave C minus.
All right.
We then saw a little humorous and backstage segment with the tag team champions Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, with Zarya and Soluka. And I mean, I know she's called quote unquote 5 Feet of Fury, but it is so amusing to me when you see Alexa Bliss, especially in this segment, standing there with just 5'9" Charlotte Flair, 5'10" Zarya, or 5'10", sorry, Soluka, 6 feet tall Zarya. Alexa Bliss just looks so tiny, but let's up to Zarya. We then look at the next matchup, which was an open challenge for the Oh, no, sorry, Drew McIntyre. Did you grade Drew McIntyre?
Yes, it did.
We didn't have Drew McIntyre come to the ring. Um, I Drew McIntyre came out on Cheddar Ring, came out losing at WrestlePalooza. How he got seriously injured. Um, he went to kick um, Cody Rhodes through the screen, and the referee stopped him and kind of pointed out that, hey, if he was going to kick Cody Rhodes into the steel steps, he'd be allowed to do it. So he didn't understand, and that's how he got this injury. And then Nick Aldis came out and just started arguing with him, kind of yelled at him, told him to stop making excuses. Said that, you know what, I'm done, I'm leaving. He left, and Drew McIntyre was still there and complaining. We then had the first time in a while seen on TV, Jacob Fatu. He got in the ring, shut the hell up. Kind of hear it, but Fatu kicking in a base, ripping medical and hitting him with it. I wanted to see him give him a series of his top. Um, we didn't get any of those. So I second level that this is leading, and the whole thing was dumb up in the opportunity now. So just on the potential second level of Batu Drew McIntyre feud, I would go solid B.
All right. Yeah, I didn't like it that I really didn't like it that much. I mean, it was nice to see Jacob Fatu back. I think him and Drew, I've said it before, I think him and Drew will make a hell of a contest. Because he's all gas and no brakes, and that's when he got the headbutt, which I thought was okay, sure. Do that to Jacob, see what happens. And yeah, so I thought it was okay. I mean, I was surprised to see Jacob come out. I didn't even know he was going to be back when he was coming back or not. But yeah, I mean, Nick Aldis came out and it's like, dude, shut up. You're complaining about this and complaining about that. And even Jacob said it. Ever since you come out here, you're always bitching and whining. And I mean, dude, face it, you're losing. People are going to win. People are going to lose. But I mean, I think we're going to. But like you said, I think we're going to see something with him and with Jacob and Drew now, which I wouldn't mind seeing. I'd love to see those two go at it. But yeah, I thought it could have been a little bit better. I gave it a C.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't like it. I just graded on the potential take-up on Drew McIntyre feud. The Sami Zayn Open Challenge for his United States title. True, I will let you take it over from here.
All right, thanks, Greg. Yeah, I was surprised when Javon Evans answered the challenge. It was like when I saw that, it's like this is going to be a hell of a match. I mean, I knew Javon Evans wasn't going to win because they weren't going to make him champion right away. But to see him come out and go at it with Sammy, and the crowd was just going crazy. I mean, they were just nuts. And they were just back and forth and back and forth. Sammy with a couple 2 counts here, Javon with a couple 2 counts there. Javon just bouncing around the ring like a ping pong ball and hitting these moves, and Sammy with the Blue Thunder Bomb, and these guys were just going at it. I mean, they were kicking out of each other's finishing maneuvers. Crowd was really, really into it. I enjoyed the match. I wish it could have gone longer. But I mean, I guess WWE is on. They do have time constraints and everything. But yeah, I would love to see these guys go at it again. I think Javon might be coming up to the main roster soon. So we'll have to see. But I love this match. I gave it an A.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I liked it, but I didn't like it that much. Um, yeah, I mean, the match went, what, 10 minutes? Yeah, 10 minutes and 19 seconds long. So, SmackDown match. For a SmackDown match, yeah, that it was kind of long. Um, and one thing I will say is Sami Zayn is one of the WWE's most versatile all-around performers, and Javon Evans is one of the classic writer prospects in NXT. So nobody was surprised to see them find their groove right away and put on a fun, competitive match. Yes, it started out slow, but like it picked up. Evans came a millisecond of winning with an OG, but Sami Zayn was able to take out, kind of rallied. They had showed Josh Briggs was watching from the crowd, so I thought he was going to interject himself in this match somehow. And that's how this match would have gone to both. So I'm kind of glad that they didn't. Um, the only issue I had was the 3-minute long commercial break. I mean, I forget that breaks. I don't know. I gotta sit down with Triple H and figure it out. But the height that Javon Evans got on his springboard clothesline was nuts. It looked like he wasn't trying that hard. They almost went right over Sami Zayn. But yeah, like I said, I did like this match a lot. Nowhere near as much as you. I gave it a B+.
All right. Rock fan, thanks for tuning in, buddy. Welcome in.
We saw another video for the second straight week with Solo Sikoa. Where this week it was all about JC Mateo, part of his family tree. I assume that we're going to get one for each member of his MFT, as we had Tongalola last week. I'm curious as to, say, next week is Tonga. The week after that, is it possibly going to be the return of Tabatai? Been out for injury for quite a while. Sometimes we might just won't go.
Possibly.
All right. Well, tonight I've got something noise in the background here. Jesus. Tell you this computer is got a mile. I'm just getting shit popping up. After that, we then went to the main event of the evening as a triple threat match for the women's championship. Triple threat with Tiffany Stratton defending against Nia Jax and Jade Cargill. So once again, this is a match that ran back. I need also to shoot right into it from a previous show. This was from Clash in Paris. I guess the entrances and introductions, they took so long that the match started and then went to a commercial break. Match. And then they start going. They start getting in their groove. Offering, they got a some good offense. But then we went to another, even like a lot of times you see somebody get knocked out and somebody's down, all three of them are down, and what happens? And then they go to commercial break. No, it seems like a sentence ended. Boom. We get the only thing I will say is we did get the side by side, but I think they had to because yes, it was 13 minutes long, We had 7 minutes of commercials. There were more commercial than match. So they had to give us that. Um, um, Nia Jax ended up being slammed onto the steel steps in Cargill kind of after she had uh, one of the steel steps, kind of a Samoa drop thing on there. And that's when, up until then, this match was a solid beat. And then all the shit just hit the fan from there. She left all over the shit. Um, so, according to what is being said, so Nia Jax is in there. Jade Cargill is going for the pin. Tiffany was supposed to come in and break her back in, but she didn't get time. So Jack stopped by kicking out. Then she was laid down for Tiffany when she was originally supposed to. The ref stopped the count at 2 when there was clearly no kick out, no nothing. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
People confused. Jay Cargill's outside the ring with a bust in the eye, gushing blood all over the place. See that? You can see the referee kind of leaning into Tiffany, probably saying, "Sorry, I fucked up. Do your finisher. I'll count 3 this time."
Yep.
Something. Tiffany did once again the most wonderful moonsault that a woman does, his perfect form. And then winning 1, 2, 3. We then Stephanie come down the ring, and we get the face-to-face Stephanie against Stephanie for the crown jewel. This could have been the best match of the night, but last minutes of buckness kind of screwed it all up. I have to give this a C minus.
Okay. Yeah, I thought that the match was quite good. I could have done without Nia being in it because I really don't think that she can wrestle at all. Jade Cargill is. Yeah. So Jade Cargill was actually, looking better and better each time. But I knew she wasn't going to win because they'll do a lot better with Stephanie versus Tiffany at Crown Jewel than they will anybody else right now. So, but yeah, when I saw that count, that 3 count, I was like, wait a minute, what happened? Why did she stop the count? Nobody kicked out. Nobody's shoulders were up. And I actually had to watch the replay again to see it. It was like, somebody missed their cue. So, but yeah, I mean, it was all over TikTok, everything else. People were like, what the fuck? It's like, holy shit. And that referee's pretty good. That made that count. She's not bad. I mean, I would have really.
She was refereeing the main event of the evening.
Yep. I mean, I would have really been surprised if Jessica Carr made that kind of mistake. But I mean, the match ended up with Tiffany doing the moonsault and getting the 3 count on Nia. So, but yeah, I mean, I thought it could have been a little bit better than what it was. I gave it a C plus.
Now, I think a more experienced rep would have 1, 2, and then maybe slid their hand under her shoulder to make it look like there was a reason to stop. Would have just stopped and blatantly made himself look like a fool.
Right. So overall, Greg,
we did see Damian Priest backstage talking with Wilson, who was and over his own picture to only suffer black mass from House of Black works again.
Overall, I thought Monday Night Raw could have been a little bit better than what it was. Once again, another show. Or Friday Night SmackDown, rather. Sorry, Friday Night SmackDown. I thought it could have been a little bit better than what they gave us. There was some high spots, quite a few low spots. Nice to see Kiana James back in the ring again. I gave it a B minus.
Okay, yeah, there were a lot more wrong with this show than right. The Sami Zayn, Jalen Evans really was the only thing that was right. I mean, yeah, I really, overall, I mean, I know they were dealing with fallout from WrestleMania with Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre, but okay, come on, we need 3 matches or Crown Jewel. I mean, AJ Styles and Johnson are going to be a Crown Jewel. I guess maybe because AJ Styles is Monday Night Raw, that thing, whatever. We only have 3 matches. We only have 2 weeks. They said that plenty of times. So give me some of that. So yeah, I can only give this a C.
Okay. That was our Friday Night SmackDown recap. Before we get to NXT No Mercy, we are going to go to the best part of the show. It's Nuggies News. So, Greg, what's going on in the world of wrestling this week?
All right. Well, I've got a few things. I don't have a lot because I didn't know we were doing Nuggies News. Tonight I was thinking we were doing just a recap.
Oh, sorry.
I got a few things. It's okay. I got a few things. So, first and foremost, where is it? There it is. Yeah, my computer. Yeah, all right. Well, in the interview, when being talked about his matchup with John Cena, AJ Styles made it very, very clear that 2026 will be the end of his wrestling career. So I guess we will start the Hall of Fame. Not if, but when will AJ Styles go to the Hall of Fame? Will induct them? In a Instagram post, was it Instagram or was it X? Well, social media. Naomi posted the highlight is still getting kicked, even though I'm pregnant. Looking, she released her ultrasound video where she said on the video still getting kicked despite being out of action due to being pregnant. Although no gender of the baby has been revealed, if anybody out there can read ultrasounds and you want to go look up the video, it's on her social media all over the place. Hey, let me know because I'm kind of curious whether we're gonna have a baby Jimmy or baby Gemma. Let's go to some rumors here. And we didn't really talk about it, but it was reported, not reported, but Jasmine Nix was written off of TV on Tuesday night's NXT, and she has left NXT to WWE and all. She has stated that the reason why she was leaving in a social media video was the contract offer to WWE wasn't lucrative enough for her financial needs. Dave Knight reported she got the same run-of-the-mill startup contract that lower-level NXT talent gets, which is a 3-year, $75,000 a year. You know, some of the icky-wicky parts is, you're in NXT. I mean, you don't travel far, but when you do, you're responsible for your own travel. So that to be a little pricey, but you're in Florida. There's plenty of inexpensive places to live and buy in Florida. I mean, but 7 inches do something else with that more money. John Cena, he's only got like 4 appearances left. And it is expected, according to WrestleVotes, WWE is expected to announce the details surrounding John Cena's retirement match as soon as next weekend. So by the first weekend in October, this way you can get a whole 2 months. Dave Meltzer is reporting that the original site was expected to be Boston, but now it looks like it'll be at the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. at a Saturday main event. And the reason for the change last minute was the nearly $7 million price tag TKO is charging the arena for John's last match. Boston just didn't feel that they would be able to recoup that kind of money so close to Christmas holiday.
Wow.
It is also being reported by WrestleVotes that WWE is internally listing Brock Lesnar to be a part of Royal Rumble 2026 in Saudi Arabia and WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas in April. Mike, are we looking forward to seeing Brock Lesnar in the two big wars in 2026?
I am. I want to see if if all the hype is going to be done about putting him in a match against Braun Breaker.
Okay.
But
the other thing is I'm wondering is with Paul Heyman introducing Brock Lesnar, could Brock Lesnar be in a team with the at Survivor Series War Games? So you really gotta put that trigger a couple times to get to let's go to buy or sell rumors. The first one, the rumor, according to BodySlam.net, WWE actually changed the outcome of the WrestlePalooza main event the day of, with originally Cena penciled in to defeat Brock Lesnar in the main event. Are we buying or selling that they did not minute script change?
I'm buying it. The WWE's been known for change things at the last minute.
Okay. So you're buying it?
Yeah.
I'm selling. Totally selling. Because they announced Cena Lesnar days before as the opening match. Thursday at McAfee show, that McAfee stated that it was going to be Cena Lesnar. How was that last minute?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Next one. The curveballs at the WrestleMania are actually pitched a title change based around Randy Orton's interference. Are we buying and selling that this too obviously changed, but that this originally was penciled as the finish for that match?
You know, I'm gonna sell that. I think I don't think it would have been a good idea to have the change right there. So I'm going to sell that.
I'm going to buy it because, once again, a bunch of people sitting around a table throwing out ideas. One of them had to throw this idea around, and somebody else say, hey, how can we make this work? So I'm going to buy that potentially could have been an outcome of that match. The next one, according to Wrestling Observer's Dave Meltzer, the Cena and Styles match has gotten some creative build when social media and fans got involved. As Dave Meltzer says, the match was always planned, yet all involved wanted to tease it out in this manner. Are we selling that this match was always going to happen?
I'm selling it. I don't believe it. I mean, they did put it together rather quickly.
Most matches that John Cena's had on this farewell tour have been put together quickly. Some of them have been, okay, Brock Lesnar, F5, Lesnar, WrestlePalooza. Logan Paul. We had one in-ring mic exchange, and then we were a tag team. So, I mean, some of them have been really quick builds. I just don't, of anybody who's talking about people that I've heard of or listened to, I don't ever anybody ever once seen AJ Styles. Oh, he's got to face AJ Styles for this year's over. So yeah, I'm also going to sell this one. And ESPN wasn't in love with WrestlePalooza. According to WrestleMoves Radio, some in WWE weren't happy with the grades, and considered it just as good as any other PLE yet this year. So the buyer is selling that WWE is not happy with ESPN publicly stating how unhappy they were with WrestlePalooza.
I'm buying it.
So
I'm buying it 150%.
And buy or sell, these four WWE stars will have breakout years in 2026, meaning it not be in a main title picture. That's what this is. First one on the list.
Who?
Bron Breakker.
I'm buying it.
In the 2026 he will challenge for either the World Heavyweight Champion or the Undisputed. I absolutely agree.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if Bron Breakker was the first one to go de facto exit of the division, and we see Bron Breakker, Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. I wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
Lyra Valkyria.
Breakout for 2026. Yeah, I think so. I think she's due for a woman's title picture.
Okay, all right. I'm surprised you said that, but I agree. I think that's just she held the NXT Women's title very, very, very properly, and I think she could. I don't think it's gonna be a long run, but I can see it. Next one, stand women's division, the current United States champion Julia.
I'm gonna sell it. I don't see that happening right now.
Not 2026.
No. Not in 2020. Not in 2026.
Okay. So you don't see her graduating from United States champion and challenging and being a representative like Tiffany?
No.
Okay, I disagree. I can see her being at this time next year. I can see her being in a SummerSlam main event against Bianca Belair next year for the Women's Championship.
You think Bianca's fingers will be healed by then?
Huh?
You think Bianca's fingers will be healed by then?
I don't know. And last one on this list, Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll agree with it. I think you'll be breakout in 2026.
Yeah, I could easily see him being in one of the main title pictures next year as well. So I'll agree.
Yep.
And that's a little bit of news I've got from Monday this week. Trent, what do you got coming up, or anything coming up on the independent scene?
Well, I've got the usual ones that we've been reporting on. PAPW is having their final outdoor show of the year, Saturday, October the 4th. Bash at the Brewery. We'll be at the Armada Brewery in New Haven, Connecticut. So anybody that's been checking that out, definitely go see it. It's going to be a great show. Also, Pure Vanguard Wrestling, Saturday, October 11th. We'll present a show called Nowhere to Run at the Boys and Girls Club in Bristol. Scheduled on the show will be a Vanguard Ranch Bull Rope match with Alan Compass versus Bull Dread. The return of Wrecking Ball Legursky. Sensational 16. The Sensational 16 tournament will also be showcased at that wrestling event. And the first bout of that Sensational 16 will be Duke versus Gianni. Plus, they're also going to have a 6-man tag with Randy Shawn, Brad Lowell, and Wade Kruger versus the Empire of Dan DeMann, Clipper Jones, and Ken Powers. Doors open at 6:30. Bell time is at 7. So definitely want to check that out. And also, November 16th, there will be an independent wrestling card, Wrestling with Character, that will take place at Horace C. Wilcox Technical School in Meriden, Connecticut.
Nobody knows it by Horace. Just call it Wilcox
Oh,
Tech.
okay. We'll take place at Wilcox Technical School in Meriden, Connecticut on November 16th, and scheduled to appear that night for the meet and greet autograph session is WWE Hall of Famer Bret the Hitman Hart. So anybody that wants to check, I don't have any ticket prices or anything yet. This is still something that's in the infant stages yet, but Bret will be there. Just don't have the specific time yet. As soon as I get all that information, I will definitely let you people know. That is November 16th at Wilcox Technical School in Meriden, Connecticut. Come on down and see some great independent wrestling and also meet Bret the Hitman Hart. And that's what I have for the Indie Report right now. So right now we're going to be discussing last night's NXT No Mercy Premium Live event. So if you're ready, we can get going.
All right. Thank you. Last night's No Mercy took place on the FTL War Memorial in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And in true Top Rope fashion, anything NXT, I lead off. And last night's No Mercy led off the singles battle of Jay Ron Evans against Josh Briggs. Now, at this card, I truly thought that this match had the potential for being the match of the evening. After seeing what they showed, what happened during the break, during down where Josh Briggs clotheslined Javon Evans. That just put a little bit more quote unquote stank into this match. We just watching this match just shows why WWE needs to figure out this commercial break issue. I don't understand it. It's a live sporting event. Yes. And I'm sure this match was able to cook, and he did not forget to take it off the burner. It went for almost 16 and a half minutes, which was remarkable to me when I'm like, holy shit, that was 16 and a half minutes, because it didn't feel like that. Because you know when something really good happens, it goes by quickly. That's how this match was. I mean, Josh's image of Javon Evans just went wearing him down with his power and his strength. He fought back, firing off a series of rights and lefts before dropping him with a DDT. He then launched him off the top rope on the brakes on the floor, then followed him with a frog splash. That, I mean, it was intense. They then spent the rest of the match throwing everything.
Yep.
You gonna hit it?
Oh, yeah.
You alive?
Yep.
Josh Briggs did a super choke slam on the top rope, but Evans countered and landed on his feet. I mean, Briggs was like, his eyes were bugging out of his head. And then Josh, I mean, he does one thing is he tries to do JBL's
Clothesline from hell.
Yes, clothesline from hell, but it just doesn't hit correctly. He delivered it, and then I mean, he then once again breaks another choke slam and just turned it into a cutter, and then delivered a springboard cutter from the top rope for the 1-2-3 pin. Got everything I wanted and a little bit more out of this matchup. I gave it an A-.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. I thought this was a great way to start off NXT's No Mercy. That Javon Evans has just got so much talent. And I think when I was watching the match, it was the first time I actually didn't call Josh Briggs Brooke Jensen. But yeah, this was everything I thought it would be with this match. And I do see a title run or a title match somewhere in the future for both of these guys. I would say maybe more Josh Briggs right now than Javon Evans. Because Josh Briggs is ready to be thrust into the limelight, to the main event picture.
I don't think you understand how loud it is when you do that, Mike.
Oh, sorry. And but yeah, I thought this was a great match. They were going to start off with the women's match first, JC Jane, but
No. They were never originally into anything.
oh, okay. So, but yeah, it was overall it was a good match. I enjoyed it. Crowd was into it. It was just I would love to see these guys go at it again, and hopefully they will, whether it's on NXT on Tuesdays or whether it's on a premium live event again. Hopefully they can get the match going. Hard to beat last night's match. I gave it an A.
Okay.
What's up, Uncle Dave?
occasionally you're live on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Um, so it was announced at the beginning of the show that Laney Reed, who was coaching like Soruka in the women's speed championship match, was injured training, and her replacement would be named at the beginning of the match. Um, First, so to go right on into it, including um, letting us know who the replacement and what it is.
Yes, so, Sol Ruka did defend her speed championship against the replacement, who turned out to be Jada Parker. I was surprised to see that it was Jada Parker. Um, I mean, it was good to put her in that position, but I don't know if it was the right position to put her in at that time. The match was pretty good. Well, not pretty good. It was okay. A little bit of action outside the ring with Sol Ruka and Zarya, and then Bougie Bully, she calls herself, I think. Yeah, she came out and kind of got in the face of Jada Parker, and then she went to go towards um, Zarya. Zarya hit her with a spear, so that was kind of an interesting thing that happened outside the ring. And it was just a match that, it was okay. I think they could have had different people for that spot in that match. I thought it would have been Candice LeRae, but that was just what I thought it would have been. But I thought the match could have been better. I gave it a C.
Okay. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know if they put Jada Parker in this match to try and make people care more about the speed championship. Um, but I saw no reason to put Jada Parker in this match.
Right.
And I saw no reason for somebody who's considered to be on the upper 1/3 of the women's roster losing a match in 5 months. So I would have been fine with a long fought battle, near falls, and maybe just to my last legend to have the timer run out. But why is Jada Parker, who's once I mean, in any stage, she's one match away from being in the title picture.
Yep.
Losing this title match. The distraction aside, I mean, Jada Parker, hypnotic, but then she had struck Zarya, then my last legend. Um, the speed Zarya, but then she ate the soul as soon as she came into the ring. So, yeah, whatever. It was just okay, I would say.
All right, yeah, we got 2 questions here from Uncle Dave. He says, "What if the Hardy Boys lose the tag titles to Dark State, and will Dark State go against the Dudley Boys?" Huh? I don't know.
I honestly don't think it's going to be if the Hardys lose to Dark State. I think it will be when the Hardys lose to Dark State. And I don't think Dark State takes out the Dudleys. I don't think Devon's wrestling against Dark State.
I don't think so either. But I don't see. I agree with Greg. I don't see the Hardys beating Dark State. So, all right. Well, thanks for the question there, Uncle Dave.
All right. After that, we then went to the next matchup. We back-to-back women's matchups, as was a weaponized steel cage match between Blake Monroe and Shea G. Jordan Grace. I am up first for this, and Um, I don't know. I have so many, like, look at this match, that this is a cage match with weapons where two women that hate each other in this match. And up until a certain point, I really expected to be more brutal. I really did. Um, and it was like, all right, what the fuck is she doing with a hair dryer? And then, okay, she took the cord and tied Jordan Grace. Now, I'm not a short I probably admit, I can bench 50 pounds with the best of them. Jordan Grace probably lift more with two fingers than I could with my two arms. I can't tie all this weaved in hair and whatever braided in. Later on, breaks out the scissors and starts snipping away. I'm like, all right, now Jordan just gets angry and gets pissed. We also see the diamonds spilled out. And the power slam or the choke slam, whatever it was, slam down onto that. Um, there's a weightlifting belt. Okay, I mean, I didn't get beat with the belt that often, but I know for a fact that when it folds it over, it doesn't hurt anywhere near as much as it just that one little whip. So that was kind of funny. You know, they got set up on the top rope. Leighton Rowe, ducked out of harm's way. Hung great I guess what they have listed here is the tree of woe, and then trapped in a trash can, a double stomp followed, um, head down into the trash can. You're gonna get up to whatever. We have the tables down below. They scaled the cage, and then like blew a bunch of powder into Jordan's eyes, blood, Jordan Grace liver, arm slam or whatever it was, threw the table and earned the 1-2-3 victory and was so happy and smiling and loving about this. Dude, I hate money and I keep doing the shit out of them, and I'm not going to be as happy and as giddy as she was. So, I mean, this showed me a lot for Blake Monroe. Well, yeah, showed me some. Did it make me appreciate Jordan Grace more? Maybe a little. So I get into something. I give him a B minus.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't like it that much. It was one of those matches where I thought, like you said, I thought it was going to be more brutal than it was. There was the kendo sticks, and there was the hair dryer. I thought was pretty funny. Then the weightlifting belt, and then it was like, after that, she brought out the bag of the diamonds or whatever. And every time I see that bag, the first thing I think of is thumbtacks from Mick. Yeah, and but yeah, I just.
Somebody had a match where they put Legos out, and I was like, oh my fucking god, that would hurt so much more than thumbtacks.
Right. But Yep. And I thought the match could have been better. I mean, kudos to Blake Monroe. She looked good in the match. Jordan Grace, well, I mean, everybody knows my take on Jordan Grace. She's just a power person. That's about it. The thing with the hair, getting the haircut, I could have done without that. First thing that went through my mind was, oh man, are they going to end up after this is over? Are they going to end up having a hair versus hair match? I was like, nah, I don't want to see that. So a bald Blake Monroe would not look good. So, but yeah, I mean, I just thought it could have been a little bit better. I gave it a C minus.
All right. We saw a video highlight of Kalani Jordan winning the vacated TNA Women's Knockout Champion. Didn't mention it in my nuggets news, which I meant to, but everything was kind of all screwed up here. David Brooks has officially retired from professional wrestling. I don't know if you saw that, Mike.
Yep.
She relinquished the title. Didn't give any reason, just said that due to circumstances beyond her control, she can no longer perform. Obviously, gonna go out there that she's pregnant because she just recently won the title, so it doesn't think be injury related, but you know that's there going forward. We then went to the next matchup where it was for the NXT North American Championship, as it was Tavion Heights taking on Bald Eagle Ethan Page. Trev, you're up first.
All right, thank you. Love Tavion Heights. I can't stand Ethan Page. And it's just, I mean, I thought this was a good match. I mean, Tavion Heights, I said it before, I think he's ready to be champion. You know, whether it's the North American Championship or whatever. I mean, he's good in the ring. I mean, I can't take it away from Ethan Page. Ethan Page has got a lot of talent, very experienced in the ring. He plays up his role really nice as far as the cockiness and, you know, thinking he's greater than everybody else. And I like that role about him. But I thought this was a really good match. I'd love to see another one between them two again for the title. I mean, Tavion Heights is just leaps and bounds above where he was when I first saw him. Because I think I first saw him with Noam Dar, right? Wasn't he with no? I thought he was with Noam Dar and them other ones before. I know he was with them. I know that. But yeah, overall, I thought it was good. I gave it a B.
I'm trying to remember who you're thinking of. I can't remember his name now. I know who you're thinking of, but no, it's not him.
Okay. Yeah, I gave it a B.
Okay. I mean, the match is fine. Tavion Heights really did work hard. But his timing is still something he's got to work on a lot. He's clearly better than he was a year ago. And Ethan Page, and the reason why Ethan Page is so good is because you hate him so much. And that's just it. He's supposed to be hated. He's the heel. And, I mean, there was that Boston Crab that Ethan Page, you know, the ankle lock. He came out of the ankle lock and reversed into a Boston Crab, which was a really nice, smooth transition. And then kind of working on the lower back a little bit, and then Tavion applied a sleeper on the top rope. But then we had a power slam to the mat, and then he transitioned seamlessly, and actually a twist of fate victory. I never would have thought in a million years that Ethan Page would do that to get the victory. a little video appearance of El Hotel Dr. Wagner Jr. I think they need to add a couple more names because that's not enough. And more even things that he has his eyes on North American Championship. So I'll put it afterwards. But what WWE and NXT or whatever has going on with TNA and AAA really creatively interesting. But yeah, I'm going to be overall with your graders of 8.
Alrighty.
We then went to the next matchup, as it was for the NXT Women's Championship match, where it was Lola Vice taking on Jacy Jayne. I get to lead off, and going into this, I had Mike that there was going to be one title change that night. I said he had seen, and everybody was talking about how all these titles are going to change, and I said, nope, this is going to be the only one. And I was this up when what was 18 minutes and 35 seconds long. This was between Jacy Jayne, who I definitely not a fan of. And like I said, this went 18 and a half minutes long, and I was sad that it ended. I actually enjoyed this match. Jacy Jayne has really improved. She's actually, I think the confidence that has been instilled in her since becoming the NXT Women's Champion, she showed a lot in her promo that she could say, but it's just shown a lot in the way that her character work is. I mean, she is a veteran competitor in NXT. Well, like for a year and a half, 2 years, and she's come a long way. Okay. Well,
Nothing. I'm just listening to you.
stop. You pointed your finger to tell me to stop.
I just went like that. That's all.
Okay. What? Okay. What?
Nothing. I'm just going to get to the guy's comments after we're done.
Get this comment now.
Well, Jay put down an A-. I guess that must have been for the Tavion Heights match, and then he was like kept his interest. What we're talking about the Lola Vice match that kept your interest? Well, I don't know what you meant by that because we're not finished discussing that yet.
She does not get enough credit for the asset that she is in this women's division. And like I said, Lola Vice, I mean, they put out a performance where the crowd actually started chanting, "This is awesome," and I kind of understood why they were doing it. It was a very well balanced, competitive match, and once in a while, tonight, I really enjoyed it. Kind of. We got that quick, back fist. She fell on the floor, and then some masked women outside the ring get involved, allowing Jacy Jayne to forearm, and get the 1-2-3 pin. So if it wasn't for the outside interference, this could have gotten a solid B+, but I'm going to give it a B.
All right. Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, Jacy Jayne has come so far since her days with Gigi Dolan in Fatal Attraction. I mean, she was just so green back then, and she has come a long way. And Lola Vice, I really can't. I mean, I can only say how much she's improved from the time I've seen her in NXT until up to now, because I never really heard of Lola Vice until I saw her on NXT.
That first time she's been in wrestling was in NXT.
And yeah, but I just think that it was a good match. A lot of it, was interesting enough for me to, you know, keep watching it. But I think I'm going to get a lot more interested in it once I find out who this masked person is. I mean, it's going to be interesting. Could be anybody. So, I really can't expound on who I'm going to even guess. I mean, it didn't really look like a tall person. Didn't look like a short person. It was just somebody that came out and must have had an issue with Lola Vice and not JC Jane because she took out Lola. But yeah, I just enjoyed the match. I thought it was good. 18 minutes was a long time for a women's title match or a women's match in general. And kudos to the both of them for putting on the show that long. I gave it a B-.
Yeah, well, one person I definitely know it is not Fallon Henley. She got thrown away during the early part of the match, but then came back out way too quickly for her to get dressed back into her ringside gear. So we know it's not her.
Right.
We then went to the main event of the evening. Oh, actually, after that, sorry, we had Ava with a pound of announcement where she had mentioned that on October 7th, NXT and TNA Wrestling will feature interpromotional Survivor Series style 5-on-5s on talk of NXT Invasion. We're also getting, that's when we're getting the champion for champion TNA titles versus NXT tag titles, the Hardys versus Dark State. And then I think we're getting the champion, a winner must be named Triple versus Overpay.
Okay.
We then went to the main event of the evening, as it was for the NXT Championship, as it was the champion Obafemi defending against Ricky Saints. Trev, you're up first.
All right, thank you. Yeah, thank you for the rose. Well, first of all, I was pretty surprised by that announcement Ava made with the invasion. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be cool. But I was thinking earlier about this Ricky Saints Obafemi match, and I remember what a guy was saying earlier on TikTok that if Ricky Saints can't beat Obafemi, then nobody's gonna. Who's left? And it was just a match where Ricky Saints just handled it very well. I mean, you've got a big guy in Obafemi, 6'5", 6'6", 300 pounds. Ricky Saints probably like 5'8", 210 or whatever it is, which goes to show that a good little man can beat a good big man any day. I just thought that it was a really good match. Congratulations to Ricky Saints. He did something that nobody's been able to do, and that was beat Obafemi for the championship. I talked to Greg earlier. I didn't know that Obafemi has been champion since January, and he had mentioned it to me that he was the second longest title holder in WWE, and it was just a really good match. I think now we're going to see Obafemi up on the main roster soon. I really can't say if it's going to be Survivor Series or whatever, but I think we're going to see him up on the main roster soon. I think that's what they were waiting for, was to him to drop the title before bringing him up. But I thought it was a really good match. Congratulations to Ricky Saints. I gave it a B plus.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, the only drawback in this match is really, I hate Ricky Sings. Can't stand the man. Really, he would be so much better as a heel. But, and that's Ethan Page. So, it's probably having a coffee.
Yeah.
Wow. Only after an hour and 20 minutes of hacking. He did bring a ton of energy on here. But she attempted a top rope suicide that was met with a just a stiff forearm. And he seemed to be overwhelming Ricky Saints with his just raw power. Ricky Saints fought me back into the match, awaiting a call from Grace at one point, but then he had a huge uppercut, and then deliver a spear, for a 2 count. Ricky did a little bomb and hold him with a near fall moments later. Amazing that Ricky Saints was able to power bomb, 310 pound over Femi. We had a power bomb attempt by Femi on the announcer's table that was countered into a DDT. We then had Ricky Saints with a tornado DDT out on the floor, but then Ola Femi had a cringe now just to remembering the sound of the shot on the chest that drove all the air out of me. We then had ball from Grace and kicked out again. And then a third and a fourth DDT, and was able to win the title. To most of the fans being happy, me no, you yes, me not happy, you glad, whatever. But I thought it was a good, solid way to end this. Feel like kind of passing of the torch, as if Overfemi is about to make the jump to the main roster. Maybe we can spend a couple minutes after this talking about stuff like that. Because I've heard some things that I don't like, do not like. The Green Eggs and do not like it, Sam I am. But anyways, I'll give it the grade of a B plus.
All right. So overall, Greg, what do you give it?
Overall, I give it B minus.
Yep. Same exact grade I give it. NXT has always had the good PLEs. I don't know what it is. A lot of times, I mean, there's been times where we've said that their PLEs have been better than the main roster ones sometimes. But yeah, a B minus, I would give it myself. I would give it that grade myself.
Okay.
So, and that was our NXT recap. I know we have Crown Jewel coming up in 2 weeks. We have what you said, 3 matches.
Yeah. Cody and Seth, Tiffany and Stephanie, and then Cena and AJ Styles.
Okay. So
back to this real quickly. Something we didn't mention on SmackDown. Chelsea Green was seen giving a walkout to Nia Jax about joining her secret purpose. I think obviously there's something seriously wrong with Piper Niven. She is going to be out for an extremely long time. I saw somebody say jokingly that she's harboring Bronson Reed's love child, and because it's going to be a baby that big, that she's going to need 3 years to recover. But, potential career-ending injury. So, looks like they're going to be looking at somebody to her secret service. We don't know who this black hooded girl in NXT is. Any thoughts as to who you would like? Either have you heard anything anybody would like to see that might fit the bill and for Secret Service?
Well, I mean, if you're going to go with somebody equal to Piper Niven, I would say Nia Jax. I mean, she's equal to Piper Niven as far as size goes, and
Nia Jax is not going to be a side part. She's an entree. She's not going to be an appetizer or a dipping sauce for an appetizer, because Chelsea Green is the appetizer to the meal, and Piper Niven and Alpha Fire are the dipping sauces.
oh, okay. So, I mean, yeah, I don't. I mean, if she wasn't already involved with somebody, I would say I would have loved to see Nikki Cross take that. But she's involved with the Wyatt Six, so that's kind of out of the question.
I've seen a couple other people's opinions about it, because I have no freaking clue they could add. One was bringing back Isla Dawn, and kind of reuniting that with that pairing. But the one that I'm really, now this sounds like a Vince McMahon thing to do. Would they need to add muscle to the Secret Service of the male?
I know who you're thinking of.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
God, if they bring Ola Femi up and have her be the Omos to Chelsea Green, like Omos MVP, I will fucking revolt. You do not waste this man's talent. Secret Service agent.
Well, he wasn't what I was thinking of. When you mentioned, get some muscle in there, I was thinking maybe they'd call up Jordan Grace.
I don't think she would do that either.
Oh, okay.
I think she'd be.
Well, just throwing out some names.
I think Jordan Grace is going to come up to be the one that people would Julia.
Okay. Well, just throwing out some names there, and as far as the one in the hooded sweatshirt goes, I mean, I'm still thinking, like I said, as far as the challenge went to Sol Ruca, what if it was Tatum Paxley? What if it was Izzy Dame? Or what if it was some...
Izzy Dame was way too tall.
And, I mean, what if it was Carmen Petrovic?
I think the injury that Lady Reed had was, I injured myself. I can't wrestle against Sol Ruca. Allowing her to incognito, take that boot up, come running out, attack those pops, and she will be said third member replacing Jasmine Nix. She's kind of perfect for that. She's up and coming, she's young, she's new, and that's what Jasmine Nix was to the veteran, quote-unquote veterans of Fallon Henley and JCK.
Yep.
So I think it's Lady Reed.
Okay. Well, we'll have to see who Shawn Michaels and WWE is going to put in that position. We'll also have to see what they're going to do as far as a replacement for Piper Niven. I really didn't think that Piper Niven's injury was that bad till I saw it on one of the websites. You know, it's potentially career ending. So, but we will just see what WWE is going to do. So today, we're going to enjoy the final regular season games of Major League Baseball today until the playoffs start. So also got some football on tap. My team's playing tonight, so I'll be able to be nice and tired to watch the game just in case they get bored with it. I can fall asleep. But yeah, so tomorrow night, Monday Night Raw, once again, it's 7 o'clock. And, we will be letting everybody know when we're going to be getting together with the rest of the Top Rope Report to do our prediction show. So everybody just stay tuned for that. So anything else, Greg, before we close up?
No.
All right. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in on TikTok. So on behalf of the Nunkster Greg, this is the illustrious Mr. Trivia for a Top Rope Report saying thank you all for tuning in and enjoy the rest of your Sunday.